This is John Paul Wright. I'm coming from Tokyo, Japan. Some people call me. This is going to be kind of like an article reaction. So I heard that Kathleen Kennedy made a statement about Star Wars, comparing it to Marvel, something like that. I don't know the whole thing. That's why I'm going to get into it right now, and I'll react to it in a way. Kind of like a video reaction. Okay, here we go. So here's the title of the article. Kathleen Kennedy explains why Disney Star Wars sucks. Won't follow Marvel. Little confusing of a title. Kathleen Kennedy explains why Disney Star Wars sucks? Okay. And if you're new here to the channel, by the way, I'm not a big fan of the sequel trilogy. Disney released a big promotion featuring images, behind-the-scenes video, and more for Star Wars Rise of Skywalker through Vanity Fair, which includes a tidbit with Kathleen Kennedy mentioning how the Marvel approach won't work for Star Wars. Okay. Goes on to say here how it's kind of a good thing that Star Wars will be on hiatus. Okay, also goes on to say that people are a little worried about Benioff and Weiss making those next Star Wars movies, and yeah, I guess so. So this is nice to hear. This is comic book news. And this guy says, a lot of fans, including yours truly, have argued that Disney Star Wars is a complete disaster. Alright, cool, I guess I'm a fan of this place. As the movies are now on hold because of the failure of Rian Johnson, Kennedy, and Star Wars The Last Jedi, which led to further failure for the Han Solo movie. Quotations, Johnson's new trilogy's probably cancelled. And yes, so much flip-flop on this Johnson's trilogy's canceled thing. I mentioned this like a week or two ago, is that, you know, every like 7 or 8 days there's videos coming out. Rian Johnson's trilogy's on. Rian Johnson's trilogy's cancelled. On, cancelled, on, cancelled. Alright. I don't make those videos, by the way. Some have argued the reason Han Solo performed so poorly at the box office and lost money is that it was released so close to The Last Jedi. No. I've countered that with the same argument that doesn't apply for Marvel, which releases multiple movies throughout the same year that are successful. Absolutely. By the way, look at Mark Hamill's face here, man. I mean, he could have been making like some mean face for the camera. Someone said, hey, do your Joker or something. I don't know, but every time I see him with Kathleen Kennedy or Rian Johnson, his face is like, like he doesn't want to be there. Like he really, really doesn't want to be there. I've made a video about Mark Hamill saying I've been following him for like pretty much my whole life, and he's always happy with the people he's working with. Always. Only when he's with these two. Maybe a few other exceptions, but mostly these two people. So let's see what the brilliant Kathleen Kennedy has to say. Now Kathleen Kennedy replies to the Marvel argument with the following. Okay, so she's replying to the Marvel argument that Marvel puts out frequent movies, but they're always a success.
I think there's a larger expectation that Disney has. On the other hand, though, I think that Disney is very respectful of what this is. And right from the beginning, we talked about the fragility of this form of storytelling, because it's something that means so much to fans that you can't turn this into some kind of factory approach. You can't even do what Marvel does necessarily, where you pick characters and build new franchises around those characters. This needs to evolve differently.
Well, the problem is it was already involved, and what you did was you cut that evolution off and you put crap in its place, basically. That was evolution. That was great. And you ruined that. So instead of admitting their approach to The Last Jedi and Han Solo was simply bad and a mistake, Kennedy actually says the Star Wars characters can't hold a franchise and need to go a different route. So she thinks characters such as Han Solo, if written well, quotations, which is important, Obi-Wan, Boba Fett, Yoda, Darth Vader, Maul, Darth Vader included, I guess, throw him in there, Darth Maul, et al. Can't hold their own movies and they need to be released years apart. What's that et al. Right there? Alright, I don't know, maybe I'm missing it. So is this the reason why the Star Wars spin-off movies have been cancelled? That those characters can't hold a franchise? Not that you did a shitty job with The Last Jedi and Solo, that they aren't any good, and that fans are upset and don't want to see these shitty movies. So then he goes on to say here that basically Lucasfilms does not do the Marvel approach because they don't have good leadership. And yeah, that's exactly what's going on. They don't. And he goes on to say Star Wars has been a complete mess under Kathleen Kennedy. I gotta say, it's really refreshing to read an article that I like totally agree with. I don't see anything here that's wrong with what he's saying. He's saying it like a little bluntly. You know, maybe it's nice to drop some facts and things like that, but whatever. You know, I just totally agree. You can't even do what Marvel does. Make good movies. Yep, agreed. Yep, agreed. I am enjoying this. It's very nice to agree with an article. I'm sure there are other articles I agree with out there. I'm sure, you know, a lot of us target the bad ones because those are kind of, let's admit, the fun ones. But, yeah, this is nice. And that's it. Now we get the ugly Captain Marvel, Mel Gibson. I don't know how I feel about this guy. I don't really like his comments when he got drunk that one time and was saying that anti-Semitic stuff or whatever. Seemed kind of wrong. That's it. That's the article. Basically, Kathleen Kennedy is just as... I don't even know what the word is. I mean, she's not stupid, I guess. She's not really completely cringy. She's kind of cringy. Alright, she's a little cringy, but that doesn't have to do with this article. I don't know what it is. It's just her being acidine again in the media and just dishonest. There's what I'm looking for. Dishonest. She's just not being honest. She's not saying like, yeah, about half the fan base, if not more, didn't like these movies. They weren't good calls. We probably shouldn't have gone with Solo. We should have gone with something else first. Maybe even Obi-Wan Kenobi with Ewan McGregor. I don't know. That would have sold so many tickets, would it? I think if they released Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi after The Last Jedi, even though The Last Jedi was bad, people would have seen it. I don't know. I think it just would have been that powerful, I think. I probably would have wanted to see it. It was just one of the things I really, really want to see. It's one of the prequel era things that I would consider classic as far as Star Wars. So I can't say 100% because The Last Jedi was like really, really, really that bad, but I'm thinking it would have definitely smashed Solo, at least double what Solo did, because it would have been, you know, Ewan McGregor. And let's do a shout out before we go. Shout out to Hamlet's Tragedy 89. He's on Twitter. Didn't even know that, so thanks for the support. Just got a message from someone. Anyway, I'm doing shout outs, special thanks. Got a Twitter, Patreon account, nice description now, a couple of Twitter friends, stuff like that. If you're still listening, please consider subscribing. Pretty pleased with sugar on top. I'm saying that a lot. Tell me if you think it sounds silly. See you next time.